Class continuation. Write a program to print n number of stars in a row. Write a program to print n number of stars in a row. That means for suppose I'm passing num value is 5. My expected output is 5 stars I want to print it in a row. Now I'm taking as a number as the input. Into of input of enter your number. For I in range of that number of times for loop is executed. Each and every time I want to print star. Okay, every star I want to print it in the same line. That's why I'm taking as end equal to space. That is the logic. Okay, by mistakenly we are not written this end attribute statement. By default, end attribute value is /n. That means new line character. In this format we are getting. I want to print it next star after space. That's why I'm taking as end attribute space value. Write a program. Print stars in a square pattern. In a square pattern. Write a program to print stars in a square pattern. For suppose I'm passing num value is 5. Square means same number of rows and columns. That means 5 rows and 5 columns. Okay, here observing very clearly, I want to print it rows and the columns combination. Now, how many rows we want to print it? Same number of rows. For suppose you are passing num value 3, 3 rows, 4, 4 rows, 5, 5 rows. Next one, row contains columns. That's why inside this for loop, another for loop I am written. If anybody interested, take the R value. R stands for row value. Row contains columns. For column in range of each and every row, how many columns we want to require? Same number of columns. That's why I'm taking as another for loop num. Okay, this for loop representation for row. Internally row contains column. This for loop representation for column values. Each and every column, which value is printed? I want to print it star. Next one, end equal to space. Whenever control will go to outside this for loop, that means one row is completed. Next stars are printed in the next line. How to print that one? Simply we are using this print statement. Okay, without writing this print statement, observing very clearly. In this format we are getting. But my requirement, one row is completed. That means 5 columns I want to print it. Next star I want to print it in the next line. how to print that one? That means whenever this for loop is over, that means one row is completed. Next row I want to print it in the next line. How to print that one? Simply we are using print statement. In the print statement, we are not passing any value. By default, end value is /n. That means that is a new line character. Now I'm passing number is 5. Now this pattern is printed. Completed. So suppose I'm taking the number is a 3. For r in range of 3. That means what are the row values? The row values are 0, 1, 2. That means 3 rows I want to print it. Okay. Next one. Now I'm taking as r value is 0. With respect to r value 0, for column in range of again 3. That means what are the column values? 0, 1, 2. This is a column values. This is a row values. Okay, now r value is 0. Now column value is also 0. To print which one? Star. R value 0, column value 0. Here star is printed. Next star I want to print it after space. Again control go to this for loop. Now column value is updated, column value is 1. But still R value is 0. R value 0, column value 1. Here star message is printed. Again control go to this for loop. Next column value is updated. Now column value is 2. With respect to column value 2, again star message is printed. Again control go to for loop, but 0, 1, 2 is over if no more elements. Then immediately control will go to outside this for loop. This is a print statement. In the print statement, don't return any logic. By default, end attribute value is /n. That means control will go to next line. Next one. What is the row value? Now row value is 1. Again column value is starting from 0. Print star. Row value 1, column value 0. Star message is printed. Again control go to this for loop. Again column value is updated. Column value is 1. Again control go to this for loop. Column value is updated. Column value is 2. Now column values are over 0, 1, 2. Again control go to outside this for loop. This is a print statement. Whenever control reach the print statement, next result is printed in the next line. Again control go to for loop. Now row value is updated. Row value is 2. Again row value 2. Column value starting from 0. Now column value 0. Row value 2. Again control go to this for loop. Column value is updated. Now column value is 1. Again control go to this for loop. Column value is updated. Column value is 2. Again, control go to this for loop, but here there is no column. Column values are over. Control will go to outside this for loop. Whenever control go to this print statement, that means the next result is printed in the next line. Again, control go to this for loop, but here there is no row. The rows are completed 0, 1, 2. Then immediately control will go to outside this for loop. Outside this for loop, here don't written any logic, stop the execution, print this pattern. Or suppose here where starting number is 1, at that time 1 comma num plus 1 is required. Here we are not passing any starting value, by default starting value is 0. Okay, same logic I am trying to implement it by using while loop, observing very clearly. Okay, initially I value starting from 0. Now while I less than number. Next one, j value starting number is 0. While j less than which one? Num print star end equal to space. Okay, one time star is printed. Next I want to updating which one? J value. J plus equal to 1. Whenever this while loop is over, control will go to outside this while loop. Here I value is updated, I plus equal to 1.
1.
Now this format is printed, but my requirement, whenever one row is completed, next row is printed in the new line. How to print that one? Simply we are using print statement. Okay. This is the while loop logic. Okay, this is a for loop logic. This is a while loop logic. Okay, we are using any one looping statement, depends upon our requirement, either for loop or while loop. Completed. Next, another example. Write a program to print stars in hollow square pattern. That means I'm passing num value is 5. This pattern I want to print. Now observing very clearly. Okay, where we want to print the stars? This row I want to print it. Under this row I want to print it. Okay. Now row index value starting number is 0 and the starting number is 4. Ending number is 4. 4 means our number minus 1. Okay. That means 5 minus 1. Next one, this particular column I want to print it. What are the column indexes? 0. If you enter starting number is 1, 1 to num. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in the sense num minus 1. Okay. Where we want to printing the stars, whenever row value 0 or row value num minus 1 or column value 0 or column value is num minus 1. These 4 positions I want to printing star. Remaining all cases I want to print it space characters. Okay, first row for loop for R in range of num. For suppose you are not passing any starting value, by default starting number is 0. If you interest, we can starting number is 1 comma num plus 1 we are using. Next one for column in range of num, because same number of rows and same number of columns I want to require. Next one where we want to printing the star, if R value is doubly in the attribute value is space. Else block. Print space end equal to, okay, whenever one row is completed, next result I want to print it in the next line. How to print that one? Simply we are using print statement. Okay. Don't require slash n. Automatically in the print statement end value is slash n. If you interest, we can passing print of slash n also. Don't give any error. Okay, for suppose here we cannot taking a num minus 1. Directly we are passing 4, 4. It is suitable for only number value is 5. But my logic is suitable for any input value. For suppose I am passing number is 9. Our logic is suitable. Okay. Next another example. Write a program to print stars in right angle triangle pattern. Write a program to print stars in right angle triangle pattern. My input number I am taking as a 5. That means I want to getting 5 rows. Now right angle triangle pattern is this pattern I want to print. Completed. Now observing very clearly in this scenario, how many rows we want to print it? 5 rows. That means row for loop is represented number of times of given number. But column values are incremented row by row. First row, 1 column. Second row, 2 columns, third row, 3 columns. That means the column values are depends upon the row value. Okay, how many rows we want to print it? Same number of rows we want to print it. Coming to the columns, for column in range of the column values are depends upon the row value. In our logic, which is the row represented value? R or C? R is the row represented value. Now that's why I'm taking as R plus 1 because R value is 0. Range of 0 means in the first row don't printing any star. That's why I'm taking as R plus 1. Next one, print star and end value is space. Okay, whenever this for loop logic is over, one row is completed. Next row I want to print in the next line. That's why I'm taking as a this print statement. That is the logic.
Sir, can you repeat this once again?
Now observing very clearly. Okay, now I'm taking the number as a 3. For row in range of num, that means range of 3. What are the row values? 0, 1, 2. Okay, this is a row value 0, row value 1, and row value 2. Next, observing very clearly, row value 0. Now, for column in range of R plus 1, R value is 0, 0 plus 1, 1. Now, range of 1 means 1 is a stop value. By default, starting number is 0. Now, column value also 0. That means this is a column value 0. Okay, finally, in the last row, how many columns are printed? 5, 5 5, 3 3. 0, 1, 2. Now column value is 0, row value is 0. Here I want to printing star. End value is space. That means next row is printed after space. Again control go to for loop. But here if no more elements, 0 is over. That's why control will go to outside this for loop. Outside this for loop, here I am written as which statement? Print statement. That means internally control will go to the next line. That means the next result is printed in the next line. Again control go to this for loop. Next R value is updated. R value is 1. For column in range of R value is 1. 1 plus 1 means 2. Range of 2 means 0, 1. Okay, 0 is a included value, 1 is a included value. Now column value is 0. At that time I want to print it star. Again control go to this for loop. Next column value is updated. Next column value is 1. Again star is printed. Again control go to this for loop. 0, 1 is over. Now control will go to outside this for loop. Here this is the print statement means new line character. Next result is printed in the next line. Again control go to for loop. Now R value is updated. R value is 2. That means this row I want to print it stars. Next one for column in range of 2 plus 1 means 3. Range of 3 means 0, 1, 2. Now column value is 0. Star message is printed. Again control go to this for loop. Now column value is 1. Again star is printed. Again control go to this for loop. Take the next value is 2. Now column value is 2. Here star is printed. Again control this for loop. Here no more elements. 0, 1, 2 is over. Control will go to outside this for loop. This is a print statement. That means control will go to next line. Again control will go to here. Now here 0, 1, 2 is over. Then immediately control will go to outside this for loop. Outside this for loop, don't return any logic, stop the execution, print this pattern. Okay. For suppose if you want to try to implement same logic by using while loop, how to implement it? Initially, I am taken as a R value is 0, while R less than number. Next one, J value. J value is required or not required? J value is initially 0. Next another while loop. J value is less than which one? R plus 1. Print star n equal to space. Next one, J value is updated. J plus equal to 1. Next one, I value is updated. I plus equal to 1. That means not J. I am taken as a column. Now column value is updated. Under row value is updated. After that one, that is the pattern. This is while loop logic. Okay, observing very clearly, this is the example of nested while loop. Previous one, that is a nested for loop. Okay, nested for loop means a for loop inside another for loop. Nested while loop means a while loop inside another while loop. Completed. Your assignment question. Write a program to print stars in inverted right angle triangle pattern. Right angle triangle pattern. Write a program to print stars in inverted right angle triangle pattern. Okay, observing very clearly, previous one opposite. Previous one opposite means, okay, previously row by row stars are incremented. Now row by row stars are decremented. Okay. Okay, if you interest, we are using either while loop or for loop. Write a program to print stars in below right angle triangle pattern. Right angle triangle pattern. That means, for suppose I'm taking as a number value is 5. Just observing very clearly. Completed. Now here we are observing in our pattern row contains two patterns. What are the two patterns? This is observing very clearly. This is my pattern. In this pattern, row contains two formats. One format for space characters, another format for spaces. Now observing very clearly, half of the triangle, that means a square, I want to print it in stars. Remaining half of the square, I want to print it in space characters. Now observing very clearly, spaces are decremented row by row. At the same time, stars are incremented row by row. Now observing very clearly, how many rows we want to print it finally. Rows are depends upon the given number. For R in range of number. Okay. After that one, columns. Okay. Now for first column, I want to print it in spaces. For column in range of how many spaces are printed? 4 spaces are printed. Every space end value is space is required. Totally 8. Next one, 9th position, star is printed. That means for C in range of num minus R minus 1, because R value is 0. Num minus 0 means 5 minus 0, 0. That's why I'm taking as a minus 1. That number of times I want to print space character and end equal to space. Okay, that means spaces are over. Same row continuation. Next, I want to print it which one? Star. For column in range of, the stars are depends upon the row value. Simply I am using R plus 1. Print star end equal to space. Okay, whenever these two for loop logics are over, then only one row is completed. Now control will go to next line. Simply we are using print statement. That is the matter. Okay, within the outer for loop, we need to return any number of for loops. These for loops always representing row value, column values. One row contains two types of column values. Half of the column is spaces, half of the column is star. But row by row stars are incremented and row by row spaces are decremented. This is the logic. Observing very clearly, in the star position, here one space is printed. Next one, in this particular row, here space is printed, this particular star. This particular position, star is space is printed. In this particular row, this position space is printed. This position space is printed, and this position space is printed. Now here, space, 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 and space. Okay, if you want to printing these spaces logic, this logic. If you want to printing these stars, this is the stars logic. Now observing very clearly. Now I am taking as a number rows, number value 3. Now how many rows we want to print it totally? 3 rows we want to print it. Next one, row value 0, 1, 2. Now initially R value is 0. For column in range of 3 minus 0 minus 1. That means what is the value? 3 minus 0 minus 1, 2. Range of 2 means column values are 0, 1. Now column value 0. Now which value is printed? Space value is printed. Okay. Next one, again control go to will go for loop. Next column value is updated, column value is 1. With respect to column value is 1, again is printed space. Okay. Again control go to this for loop. 0, 1 is over. Control will go to this for loop. Okay, these two for loops are represented in a single row. Next one, for column in range of row plus 1. R value is 0. 0 plus 1, 1. Range of 1 means 0 is a included, 1 is a excluded. Next, with respect to column value is 0. Which value is printed? Star is printed. Okay. End value is space. Again, control go to this for loop. If no more elements, control will go to outside this for loop. Now this is a which statement, print statement. In the print statement, don't written any logic. By default, end value is /n. Now control will go to this for loop. Now R value is updated. Now R value is 1. For column in range of num value is 3, R value is 1, -1. Now num minus 2. Num minus 2 means 1. Range of 1 means 0 is a included, 1 is a excluded. Now column value is 0. With respect to column value 0, here I am printing space character. Again control go to this for loop. If no more elements, control will go to here. Now for column in range of R plus 1, R value is 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Range of 2 means 0, 1. With respect to column value is 0, to print which one? Star. Now star message printed here. End value is space. Next value is printed after space. Again control go to this for loop. Now column value is 1. Now star message printed here. End value is space. Again control go to this for loop. But here no more elements. 0, 1 is over. Control will go to outside this for loop. This is a print statement. That means next result is printed in the next line. Again control go to this for loop. Now what is the row value? Row value is 2. Now for column in range of num value is 3, R value is 2, -1. That means num minus 3. Num minus 3 means 0. Range of 0 means there is no elements. Now control will go to outside this for loop. This is another for loop. For column in range of R value is 2. 2 plus 1 means 3. Range of 3 means 0, 1, 2. Now with respect to 0, star message is printed. End value is space. Again control go to this for loop. Now column value is updated. Column value is 1. Again star message is printed. Again control go to this for loop. Now column value is 2. Again to print the star. Again control go to this for loop. If no more elements, 0, 1, 2 is over. Control will go to outside this for loop. This is a print statement. That means next result is printed in the next line. Again control go to this for loop. Here also no more element. 0, 1, 2 is over. Then immediately control will go to outside this for loop. Outside this for loop, don't return any logic. Stop the execution. Print this pattern. Your assignment question. Write a program to print stars in below right angle triangle pattern. Write a program to print stars in below right angle triangle pattern. So suppose I'm passing num value is 5. My expected pattern is okay, previous and opposite. Row by row, stars are decremented and spaces are incremented. Completed. Next, another example. Write a program to print stars in pyramid or Floyd's triangle. Okay, observing very clearly. Okay, observing very clearly. Already we were discussing this type of pattern previous one. What is this pattern? This is the pattern. But what is the difference between this pattern and that pattern? Simply we can reducing space characters. Here space characters are how many spaces we are printed? 8 spaces printed first one. Next one 6 spaces we are printed. But here row by row spaces are decreased. That means here 4 spaces I want to print it. 3 spaces, 2 spaces, 1 space. That means just a previous logic, we are reducing the spaces. Here spaces, 2 spaces are printed. Only I want to spin printing only 1 space. Simply we can be reducing end value is empty or otherwise empty string we are printed. Any one option. We can reducing 1 space. Same logic. Just we are reducing the 1 space character. Completed. Okay, if you are understanding previous logic, same logic, just we are reducing 1 space character. You write a program to print stars in inverted pyramid or Floyd's triangle. Write a program to print stars in inverted pyramid Floyd's triangle. That means previous and opposite. Completed. Okay, observing very clearly, same logic, just reverse order. Here observing very clearly, in the post row don't require any spaces. That's why the space values are depends upon the row value. Next one, post row, that number of stars I want to print it. That's why simply I am using num minus r. That is the pattern. Okay, as a fresher level, these example programs are very, very important. Not only Python, we can learn any programming language. These are the common programs. Write a program to print stars, diamond pattern. Write a program to print stars in diamond pattern. Observing very clearly. Previously, already we were discussing two patterns, normal triangle pattern and the reverse triangle pattern. We can combining these two. Completed. Now observing very clearly, we can divide this pattern into two halves. First one, this is the first half, second half, this is the logic. Now observing very clearly, I am implemented first half logic. Okay, in the first half, which one? Stars are incremented, spaces are decremented. For column in range of num minus r minus 1. That number of times I want to print a space, but end value is empty string. Next one, for column in range of r plus 1. That number of times I want to print star end equal to space. That means half of the pattern is ready. Next second half of the pattern, I want to print it in the next line. Okay. Continuation. For how many rows we want to print it? Second half of the pattern. 4 rows. That means our number minus 1. For r in range of num minus 1. Next one, stars are decremented and the spaces are incremented. In the first row, 1 space is required. Second row, 2 spaces. Third row, 3 spaces. And fourth row, 4 spaces. Now for column in range of r plus 1, that number of times I want to print a space end value. This logic different. Same logic we are written in the reverse order. End equal to empty. Next one, for loop, for column in range of 4 stars I want to print it. Now r value is 0, num minus r. Num minus r means num value is 5, r value is 0, 5 minus 0 means 5. 5 stars are printed, but I want to print it only 4 rows. At the time we are using which one? Again, minus 1. Print star end equal to space. That is the pattern. Okay, already we will discussing two patterns separately. These two patterns combined. Okay, in a single day, we are not getting these all logics. Keep on practicing, automatically we are getting these logics. Completed. Your assignment question. Okay, program to print stars in blue pattern. Taken as a number value is 5. Yeah, already these two patterns we are discussing. Just we are combining these two patterns. One is called right angle triangle, and second one is called inverted right angle triangle. Now same pattern. Or suppose I am passing number value is 5. Okay, observing very clearly in the first column, how many stars are printed in this pattern? How many stars? 9. That means 5 into 2 minus 1. That means a number into 2 minus 1. That number of stars I want to print in the row. That is my requirement. Next one. Second column, how many rows we were in the stars are printed the previous one? 7. The same logic. But the triangle is reversed. That means I want to print it. Previous logic column is converting into row. This column is converting into row. Okay. Next class we are starting same patterns. We are printing digits, replacing with the star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 1, 1. Any one number is printed.